Well, it's time for Match Start, presented by Samsung OLED, as we start the series off on Breeze. This is a map that Leviathan chose to move into, but it's one they've struggled, losing their last two performances on this map.
Neither team getting a win on Breeze so far in Stage 1, but a change for Furia, going back into this jet, as it's a great stack from Leviathan here on A. 4 players ready.
We'll see what the changes mean for Furia as they work their way into this A site. Already Qualanoob up in front of the harbor wall. Neon just gets some spam shots. Leviathan have already opened up this game with 2 kills of their own. Koala really the only one with a chance to find a way back in. And as that's ripped away, Leviathan's stack has paid off beautifully.
The wall will fall soon, but great crossfires already established backside for Lev.
3 kills unanswered, and it's going to be Bai for a flawless pistol round out from Leviathan.
The pistol already showing us some of Lev at their best. I think where this team thrives on defense is when they're the ones being proactive and choosing when they take fights. In previous matches, I think where they failed on their defense of this map is oftentimes throwing up that harbor wall and then just kind of sitting back and playing a set retake late without that. Here instead, they're fast fighting up together. They get that stack right, and even once they have that advantage, they're continuing to brawl and push the advantage. It's a great win condition for them, and they're showing it early.
And you're seeing some of the firepower there as well. Love to see the excitement in Sato's camp too, with 3 kills in that pistol round, but he's been playing it up ever since he walked out on that stage today.
If you're given the high-level sell for both these teams, I think for me, Leviathan is the best firepower team that we have. I think that they have a ceiling that could even be higher than, you know, someone like MIBR, who we're talking about as a super team. The amount of pure talent they have is truly unbelievable. It's just a question of how they harness that.
Yeah, they're also just one of the youngest teams we have as well. Neon, Blows, all these guys down here for less than a year. They've already rinsed through Furia in this anti-eco. That's a nice shock dart that Art just barely slips away from. Now both players on pittance of HP. As Spike will jump on in there, finish the deal on that, only losing a single player in these opening 2.
Yeah, very clean stuff from Lev. Looking ahead for Furia now, I think the biggest focus of their comp change will be defense. Koala gets to op on that side, give him that agency that he lost when he was playing the ISO back. But on the attack side, I think there's a lot of room for him to thrive as well. Historically, Breeze has been one of his absolute best maps, and I want to see them going for early set plays to let him dash in, try and fight in towards mains, just let this guy off the leash, and I think he can be one of the best players when he has that agency.
I think there's going to be a lot more relying on Qualanoob in this map in particular, with Alum going over to the harbor, just having the one duelist here, as it will be a fight over mid early.
Yeah, it's a crazy agent pool to go from all Neon to now getting a harbor game in the mix.
They both got walls.
Yeah.
And that's about where the similarities end. Let's see how this fight goes, because it's just a Marshall for now on Neon, but he has been the top performer when they have played Breeze. That's a good shot from him, just doing a little bit of baiting with Spike in the corner, so a quick 1-for-1 to start off the round.
You're happy with that. That's Koala dead, and King even gets one. That's just spamming back down mid. But he's stuck in this corner now, has to fight again. He
might like that corner. The barrel was spotted, although Alum taken down to 19 HP. Still means there's challenges left for Furia. This A main fight aren't going to lock it down, though, and gain some control back into the round.
Yeah, I think that fight was everything. If they lose A main control, he can walk forward and get that information. It suddenly becomes a much more challenging round.
But it's still weird because you've got Alum on no HP playing late through mid. Now Furia bring 2 back onto A, but Sato could certainly work from backside here.
With 2 lower HP players, that Guardian in the hands of the Leviathan players can certainly do some work, as they're basically each taking their own 1-on-3.
What does Sato have? Has to break the knife, but it doesn't even matter. Nerve is gone. There's only 30 seconds left, so Fury, they want to wait for this lurk to activate, but they can't wait too long. Art just hiding back in main, hoping that this pays off. But it has to be perfect from Alum. On so little HP, he shows himself. 1 bullet is all it's going to take, and as Sato gets flushed out from the corner, it's now 1-on-2 for Blows this time around. 10 seconds remaining.
10 seconds left.
As he moves on, up isn't looking the right way. 3 kills on the round for Alum, and Furia on the board.
Alum is such a savior for Furia this round. It was going badly as soon as that Guardian pick on site comes through, but it was Alum getting the spam on mid, Alum punishing King walking up, And also him finalizing the round with that late flank. Such a different play style than what you normally expect from Alan playing that Neon, but here he is, slotting into the slower style and finding effect for his team.
Yeah, having to play a super slow round like that as well, especially when nothing was going right from Fury, or it was just Alan's work, really getting his team in that one. This time, though, Furia gonna wait to see if there's gonna be any early fight being made. Now they can move forward, but they have to be worried if they were to pivot. Neon already has the operator online.
LEV basically has to play retake here on B, but with mid control in their hands and that Harbor util saved, it's a good setup for it.
Quick rotates and the drone to try and get a ping on one of these players. That'll open up the spam as the duelist battle goes Furia's way. Qualinoob already with that first strike. And Furia have control of the site. Just King advancing in, and that's a great dart connecting onto LEV's IGL. Gives Furia a little bit more comfort on this site, but still no spike planted just yet. Finally, that one will go down.
With Harbor dead, though, it's so difficult to find a way back into this site. And with that operator, a huge investment, the call has to be made. Leviathan will save this round.
I like the decision. Should have enough to get 2 more rifles online in the next round. Cut their losses here and not let this game start getting away from them.
Furia put on display one of their own biggest strengths in that round, which is their ability to, in these chaotic situations, know when to freeze and then refight after their opponent makes an action. There they went into this B execute, but they didn't greed to get the plant down. Instead, waited till that util was spent and then popped their own null command and were able to be the team at the advantage taking the fight instead. And they won that even before the spike ever got planted.
So things evened up at 2-2 for Furia and Leviathan. As Furia bounced back after these early pistols. Here you see, I think, the good work of just getting that early kill, predicting the Neon coming through the fast lane, but also that drone tag was big.
Yeah, you see how they're saving so much util, right? They had the null command, they had the drone, they had all these tools to go for that fight late in the round. Good stuff from Furia. But thanks to the save, LEV are back in it with guns, and they have a strong setup here on A. Paranoia primed for main is Spike in the pole position here.
Yeah, it'll be difficult to see how Leviathan work around all the smokes going down onto the site, especially for Neon. But first it will be Spike. Over into the corner. First kill goes to Koala again. This time, though, Spike is here, pushed back by the flash, and it's good follow-up by Artson. Now right through the smoke, Neon just sends it. That was risky. Somehow he's still alive, but his teammates are just getting plucked away. One by one, he's the only guy putting up some kind of a fight here, and even then, he's trying to dash up and over and around. That flank comes online, Alum shuts him out, and it'll be Furia quickly for a third.
Neon desperately trying to put on his best Ospas cosplay there and stay alive in the chaos. But not enough in this one. The trades were really good from Furia. It was a trap play set up for this exact idea, but look at that second flash that comes in from the KO. That's the value of that agent getting picked up, having another tool to further those refights.
Nice! Nice flash, Art!
Yeah, the flash and then playing off it as well. Like, such a tenured player, but to see him be able to work off his own utility to get the trade there too is big.
Let's not lie about it either. Artson is a KO guy. He has played this agent so much throughout his career. He's always great on it.
What, 5 years of KO experience? Even going back to the early days on Breeze.
Yeah, pretty good resume. This LEV will be on a pretty rough buy here. And look to stay strong in mid as Furia, slow, wait out that Harbor utility, and we'll look to contact back towards A main.
Yeah, Leviathan do have a couple of Guardians, so never say never, especially if Furia working down the clock. But Furia waiting to see that aggression, you know, have the scouting report on these anti-ecos, see how much LEV can do proactively, but here they're just getting those quick rotates to respond on A.
Now, Harbor all used early again. This means that they kind of need to flood off of it, but guess what? Leviathan, or rather Fury, hear that, and they're just out of there.
Yeah, a lot of defense teams are playing the Harbor like you would a Viper with that wall over on the A site. Does mean it can be baited pretty easily. Neon, though, has found himself into a corner. Sato from top mid as well. This could be a brutal crossfire, especially with that first kill just going to Sato. Who is this guy? Oh my God! Sato is insane. 3 kills on the Sheriff. And Fury have been completely scattered. Alum's still stuck down in mid here. Only barely gonna get out.
Thankfully he lives. Artson has found space for him to go back into towards B, but guns are getting recovered. And Artson has to make a play. Get ahead of this one. He'll walk towards CT, look for this one-on-one against Blows. That may decide the round.
We got the follow-up on the last round. This one, he starts it off. And now with that deep position back towards spawn, Leviathan don't want to waste any time. Fast lane is up. Alum right down the middle of it. Swings back in and will fall for one-on-one. Artson and King. The Mines left alive at the end of this round. It was Artson who pulled Furia back into this one. And it's him they'll rely on to see it through. Waiting right on the other side of this wall. King's still looking to hunt him down. He wants this fight right here, but it won't happen. Artson is just better.
The IGL saves his team in that round. It was the most dire of straits. 3 players dropping without a trade in mid to these absolutely incredible shots. This should have been curtains on the round. But Artson he just makes all the right plays here. The push into CT, timing off of his teammate to swing into sight, and then knowing that he has the time, has the advantage to just sit back and wait.
Well, that one will sting for Leviathan. Could have tied it up on an eco round. Build themselves into a solid later part of this half. But now they will have the buy. Neon saves up for the op. He's really liked playing over in double doors, but Fury have done well to avoid his presence in mid for now on these op rounds.
Yeah, Fury have basically not touched mid at all this game. Other than, well, the round they lost those kills with the Sheriff. So yeah, again, they just play deep on these extremities.
I wonder if it's some scouting of theirs when they know there's money for an op to be purchased. If they just want to look more for the hard execs, because that's what it was when the op was online. This time, though, really just walking 3 players into the B site. Look at the map. There's still 2 people hanging out in spawn. This is strange.
Yeah, these rotates will be pretty late on in. If LEV just go for a flood, they have an advantage, but that kill in mid changes the game.
Another alert kill for Art to start off this B post plant. Leviathan pushed behind the wall. 1 to answer for Neon, who pulls out the blades. Still Nerve, though, waiting back in main. The collection of the flank fully on display as Neon realizes there's nothing left to play for. He wants to save the op again, but it won't happen. 3 in a row for Art.
Fury are showing an excellent approach to circumvent the value of Neon's operator. Neon was the highest rated player from the group stage of stage 1. He was the standout for LEV. But in this game thus far, Fury have just worked the extremities early, gone into heavy executes, and this round, they know that LEV play lightly for sight, so they are execing with only 3 in Santiago, succeeding since coming back into Americas as well.
Well, Leviathan was also a team that reinvented themselves behind rookies, and I'm looking at Spike over in B main, where Paranoia is set up for him to look for this early fight. Rest of Furia move up into window, and it's actually Spike just holding down onto elbow, not overcommitting at the start.
Yeah, and the op this time is playing passively on A, mid, a bit lighter, just with that Neon and Harbor set up in a crossfire. Koala likes picking up these attack ops. Contacting around, looking for someone to overcommit on a jiggle.
Yeah, there's chances for EU as well with the Outlaw. Coming out of the timeout, really interesting choice to go double scoped weapons on the attack side.
But 5 light armors means that'll have a hell of a lot of effect.
Just a hard read from the Furia side as, well, maybe they just walk into the B side again. Last round it was soft as butter. This time it's just Sato.
And with that null command, there's nothing you can do to stop this exec. It has to all come down to the retake for LEV. But they've held on to all of their utility. This is really a must-win round for them.
Where are they going to end up focusing? Last time they tried to go for a flank through elbow and they got cut down.
Chrissy, these scopes are such a problem now in the post plant. As soon as you're flooding in, there's 2 holding these angles.
Well, that Outlaw trades 1 for 1. The op from above. Leviathan can't even get close enough to fight back. A good recon dart will ping up some players and give Leviathan some kind of hold on site. But there's still post-plant utility able to be thrown down.
1 enemy remaining.
And a flank through the wall as well. Nerve and Alum are just cutting through Lev. And King on 5 HP is not long for this world either.
I'm loving the way that Alum is playing on this Harbor. Whether it's the rounds earlier where he's walking into CT and saving the team, or here where he's getting super proactive in the post plants. I like, for Fury as a whole, when they put their duelist players on other roles, they still are giving them so much agency to make plays. I think of the Abyss Omen for Koala Noob that was so good in kickoff. And now here as well, Alum, as soon as he uses that utility, he's the guy who's still acting as a disruptor on the site, playing up, just taking those fights and shutting down the LEV retake completely.
Seemed like LEV were getting fought before they thought it was even possible. And again, now just peeking out into tunnel. EU has the Outlaw patrolling mid. There's nothing here for you, LEV. You better walk away.
No, guess what? You condition that it's always site hits, they go back towards mid and immediately have a punish.
Saw Sato do some work with the Sheriff in mid, this time King on the other side of these doors. No player to trade with him from top mid this time. It's just him against the world. EU not looking the right way, but Koala is there to guide him out safely. No issues.
Yeah, the bodyguard does his job. Spike's gonna jiggle around, but this is exactly what Fury has been looking for. As soon as they have that advantage, cut noise, contact around the map. I've loved how much they're willing to take space without utility on their attack halves across the board. I think they do a really good job of denying that information, making you feel like you have to make that play, and then having these scopes to punish the second that play gets made.
Yeah, Furia's game plan has been really rock solid so far. Bouncing back after losing the opening pistol, and again, patient in their approach, but meticulous at the same time. Sato doesn't stand a chance over in that corner. Now 7-2 for Furia, and I start to wonder for Leviathan because we're coming into playoffs with a new patch, new map pool as well, bind out, ascent in. And Leviathan choose to go into a breeze here first that they haven't won, but I'm not seeing the right changes out of it.
Yeah, it's really tough for them, right? Because that bind was their best map. That was their go-to. 3-0 there, so they're at a disadvantage of losing it, whereas you look at Furia, and they were permabanning that map already. They didn't like it. And, of course, they're seeing a new map in the pool. They're going to go back and work on their weaknesses. Like this breeze, new comp, new approach.
Hello, and new approach for Spike as well. This time, he takes down EU, who had an operator of all things, and a Hunter's Fury to follow. Spike not shying away from this. Fires off a few bullets, and it's to set up blows on that side. So A main completely in LEV's control.
But mid control has been taking back for Furia. Drone will confirm they're still present. There's no one really in a position to actually re-clear this. Instead, Neon posts, waiting for a B split to come.
Well, when Furia have lost numbers, they've relied on Alum and Art to find some magic.
Blocking fire.
This time, though, no real lurks they can work into. It'll have to be an honest fight, and Alum's not going to get that. Leviathan really changed gears there, going for the full-on fight. We'd seen Spike gear up in mains before, but never just full sprint fight off the rip.
Yeah, and even when they've gone for those trap plays, it hadn't caught players in the past. This time highly successful as Koala, well held here, has to dash away.
Yeah, tough to break through these double doors, especially because you got Sato playing the high line.
30 seconds left.
Over on bricks. Koala misses the shot. It's a nice little bait to bring him down onto low HP. And Spike will deliver that final blow to the round, finally getting back on the board for LEV.
LEV want Spike fighting. That is such a win condition for them. They want to be going for these aggressive plays on defense. That's when they succeed. I think where they've been failing is when they're going for these more stagnant holds. They're getting antsy with their lack of information and then getting punished by the scopes. A great adjustment out of the timeout to take the fight to them instead.
And so Neon will end up picking up the operator that was just left on Koala's corpse in mid. And now take that fight back there once again. Furia have typically played into the mains when that op is in Neon's hands in previous rounds.
This time he plays a little further back, expecting Fury to go back into that mid control. Instead, they're just fully condensed on A. I'd like to see King save his high tide here for the retake.
We'll see. Chooses to throw it down, has some rotates coming in, but they're a little bit delayed. Koala already on site with Artson guarding his shoulder. And now does that flank get stuck through? Sato is choosing to go in on the flank. And it's as a bloodbath opens up on site. Sato is in the right position at the right time to take this Sova down, and he will. So 2-on-1 for Nerve. Leviathan have already seen him back here. Spike has yet to be planted. But if he gets it down, he'll have the pin online if he so chooses.
Neon goes passive though. Both players from Leviathan concerned about a rotation the other way, looking to play this as a 2v1 retake instead.
Yeah, they're going to regroup back into mid most likely. Because at the same time, Nerve wants to hunt forward and find a kill before he plants the spike, but it's just not there.
Despite the low HP, the AWP is the best tool for this. Hold these deep, passive angles, hope Nerve walks in.
It's a crazy angle for Neon, and it's exactly the right spot to be in. Nerve goes down, Leviathan now only trail 3.
It was a very chaotic round there. But I think the key for Lev was this flank coming in to punish the Sova. You saw very early, off of hearing this exec, they went for the flood retake while the high tide was still up and had this fast flank ready to punish EU. If he survives in main, it's a very different theme to this round.
So Neon's going to hold on to that operator now.
The key in the round before was aggressive early play for Spike, and the last one a fast flank as a reaction. This time, it's a slower start. The Judge holding towards B, the AWP holding towards mid. Comfortable again to play that A retake if they need to.
It's so obvious. If Leviathan have AWP or have the money for an AWP, Furia do not go mid. They're just going to keep running these execs, and to be fair, they've largely been working. And the rotate's just a little bit slow. This time, blows here again to try and hold on to some territory backside.
Again, that high tide used. This forces Lev to try and fight early.
But it's this early fight that goes Furia's way this time. Nerve takes down blows. And now Leviathan try to push themselves back into this site behind the tide. Koala's dodged away from bullets. Will be shut down. Now the rest of Furia split on opposite ends of this wall. Spike goes after it for 3 kills onto the round. No one else finds anything though, so Neon is left alone in a 1-on-2. With an operator of all things. Not an easy task. That first shot needed to connect if he was going to do anything from here. Now suppressed. Backed into the corner. It's a 1-on-1 now. And he wants it again. Neon delivers.
That was so sharp from Neon for the second kill. Had basically a split second to hit that shot. And somehow he pulls it off.
And somehow Leviathan crawl back into this game. It was 7-2 to a 7-5, shutting down that momentum.
That timeout from Owner changes things. They adapt at the end, they win their retakes, and this lovely Red Bull clutch to cap it off.
Would not have been possible without Spike on the 3 kills, but there you have it. Baiting with the tap, and instantly for the kills. Leviathan, absolutely loving it up there.
That's the talent you get with Leviathan. Koala on defense. He is a menace when he gets the AWP in hand, and winning the pistol here is the best course for Furia to have that opportunity early.
Well, winning the pistol is not really Furia's forte, sitting at 9 wins, 18 losses in stage 1. As Leviathan bring their harbor wall onto this A site already. Over here, Koala. Some damage, but not the kill. Furia taking their time, holding on to all their utility as Leviathan step right on the other side of this wall. It's going to be a forward fight, and I'm not sure if Furia are going to be ready for it. As that dart goes down, Leviathan look for the swing, and they are there, shutting down these early kills, but it's Art again for 3 kills. He is stepping up when his team needs him. Only 2 left alive for Leviathan as Alum shows up as well. These 2 players were the difference makers back in the first half for Furia. And King is now facing down all 3 Furia members. This pistol goes Furia's way.
And it's a full house between Artson and Alum. Those 2 single-handedly bringing the round back. And such a good approach to this retake. Leviathan used their resources early. They wanted to fight forward. And it was simple. Furia just held back and literally waited for the kills to come to them. As soon as they had an advantage, that's when they're dumping their harbor util, using their dart from their Sova. And all of those tools made it an overwhelming retake. That's why I like to see the teams that are holding on to that util late and playing instead to go for these set retakes with the harbor. It's just so successful on this map.
It's a stark difference between the 2 styles of these teams. You saw Lev always looking for the quick flood, fight to the death on site. Furia, a team that plays a little bit more together, and that's been a staple of theirs and a big reason why they've been able to find so much success this year already. This time just having the utility to shut down this hit. Artson just gonna mop up some ecos here. He's already been tearing it up on the kill feed, and that's just gonna look a little bit worse now. Leviton get separated for the time being, and Furia close in.
To be noted, this is a very big buy from Furia. Any more players dropping, and their bonus round starts to look pretty weak. I find that especially interesting, given that I would expect them to want to heavily invest in getting Koala on, maybe seeing someone buy him that Outlaw instead.
Actually choosing to go for the double Outlaws on Furia, and with the assumption that Furia are going to get through this round no problems. That could be a benefit to them, as they do. Alum and Art again for 2 at the end.
So pretty clean in the end. They show us a great retake look on A early, and here just nice side anchoring, holding down that B side together.
You know, I'd imagine the Outlaw idea here is that Breeze has always been one of those maps that even on the egos, you usually see some players like buy up into
Sure, you think
Sheriffs
they're
or
going to get a Sheriff
Marshal.
Bandit, something like that, and they'll be half armors later on, but
Exactly.
as we can see, they bought nothing, didn't get that plant in the second round, and, well, it's going to be full armor, full guns up for Leviathan here.
It's now or
Make
never.
things a little bit more challenging for Furia, that's for sure. Furia have 3 players over towards A main, looking to hold on to that early on, while Leviathan bide their time and see where the aggression's going to come.
The KO loves getting your duelist player posted early on. Just a knife for A main behind that one way. So now they might look to re-clear into mid. A flash start combo possible. If they hear anything in this space.
Yeah, neither team really showing their hand yet.
And it's so passive from LEV. They made basically no noise on the map.
I mean, what have we used? A KO knife? That's basically it. So far, some smokes early on. Sure, as Furia drop another smoke down into mid. Both teams trying to sort of feign some real presence to fight over the space.
The only util an updraft and a cove so far from LEV. And
So-
now they've been spotted out in elbow. Furia
Yeah.
have forward info in mid. Now this is really slow.
It could get a little bit ugly, especially these Outlaws, if they have the benefit of a snake bite, can absolutely carve up LEV in main. Down to 35 seconds, that Spike is down in mid, just sending Spike to sell a little bit of fake on B, but the position of Alum is perfect. Covered by the smoke, and now a chance to stab these players in the back. He looks for it, gets it. No one turning around to deal with him until it blows. And now 20 seconds left on the clock. King is flashed up. Leviathan are finding all the kills they need. Somehow, through all of this, with so little time left on the clock, Leviathan win out and get the Spike down.
The shock dart's perfect though. Down goes Neon. And this
This
2-on-3
is weird.
has a flank coming. They're still risking this round.
No one's looking at Nerve yet.
Last player standing.
But now, no EU in the equation. And it's a Spectre for Nerve. Sato turns around. A lot of good it did him. With the upgrade to the Vandal, Nerve needs to isolate these spikes. Spots the head. Can't work that one. Blows will take him down. Get the second half underway for LEV.
That round doesn't make me confident for Leviathan though. They let the clock fall to 20 seconds and basically full gamble with no information. They would succeed at this pivot back into A. If it weren't for the success from Neon getting these kills,
Let's go!
this could have been a round loss. And that to me is a sign similar to some of the issues that LEV had crop up in kickoff, some of the issues they had crop up towards the end of this group stage. With these low info late rounds, become a bit of a gamble.
And that's why Furia just sort of holding down the fort and not overextending was so valuable there. And could be more valuable in the future in terms of eating up the clock. Leviathan, I don't think are going to make the same choices as that last round. 5 players now into A main. Koala hears that drone. Backs off for now. But that knife didn't actually break it in time. Koala spotted out. Now has to dash on out of there. Neon low and shut out by Art. Art is unstoppable with Allen backing him up as well. Furia now bring 3 more players onto this site. Leviathan need to find some way through the madness here. I mean, it's just wall after wall, smoke after smoke. They can't see a thing.
They have this weird gap to get out of though. Can try and fight around towards EU back site.
Will they ever suspect B is open? I'm not so sure. As players start stepping into blows.
Last player standing.
First one goes his way, but it's quickly traded. And now King on 18 health. He's going to have to make that sprint over towards B.
3v1 on this health feels pretty impossible, especially with a snake bite with shock dart still available.
30 seconds left.
He's going to be tasked to go on a mission now, see if he can isolate someone on this Furia squad, but he's choosing to fall away instead.
I think he wants to re-wrap back mid, try and get a pick here.
Sure. Catch the timing as they step into tunnel. EU's holding for it though, not to be fooled. We'll bring Furia to double digits.
After showing a full retake look in a previous round on A, this time it's this excellent flood retake in from Furia. Artsen's work as a site anchor was just great here. Behind the slow of that harbor wall, you're already getting pushed into this molly, tanking damage, and only then is he popping a flash around the corner and going back in for the fight. 20-9 right now for Furia's IGL.
That's just insane. I mean, your KO and Harbor players are a combined 39 kills in 16 rounds. I don't think you could ask for a better performance from typical support agents.
No, that is just ridiculous, honestly.
But so many times we've seen Art playing off of his own utility, even there, like you're talking about with the nade on the ground. So Leviathan on pistols and a stinger now have 3 of them revealed, including both duelists, so not much misdirection in a round like this now for Lev.
No. They do complete their goal in A main. Get that ultimate online for Neon.
It's a world where some picks in mid could go his way, but certainly not this round. Koala taking him down, takes the ult out of play.
KO gives you a lot of opportunities like that for these little mid-round refights. That was a pop flash coming over from A that set him up to swing mid.
Certainly the MVP of the game so far has been Art. Individually end with the util. Now Leviathan. Throw up the fast lane to make a go at things here. EU right in the corner though. No one able to clear him. Furia are just starting to run away with this thing now. Only dropped the 1 round on their defense side.
If you exclude that first half pistol, it is wild how dominant this game has been for Furia. It was a streak of, what, 7 in a row in the first half. They're 4 out of 5 here in the second. And I think that they've showed really good game plans on both of these. Here on defense, varying when they're playing to hard hold versus going in for the flood retake.
Good proactivity, good everything. Boys, let's go! Let's go!
And exactly. Great proactivity as well to go for these mid-round little pushes. They know that Lev likes to play these slower rounds. And so far, they've been punishing it so well.
Well, now Koala with the operator trying to step in front of a play as Leviathan trying to sell that split over on A, and it pulls Furia off of the B site. See how Leviathan choose to move from here, because it's very strange. King is just inside of the smoke. Absolutely coming up with that on the spot there as Leviathan have an A site. Now the port over from their Omen brings the spike here as well.
Last player standing.
Nerve gets the 1 kill, but that's just about it. And Koala gonna try and run away and save that operator.
A very chaotic round, but Lev win out within it.
Yeah, that was crazy because Leviathan, what initially looks like they're selling a fake over on the A site, just turns into a hit
yeah.
with the Omen ult because you get the opening kills.
And King making that play is just wild. He didn't have any util, I don't think, to just step up into that Harbor Cove mid. But he got 2 kills doing so.
And no more up.
So a great outcome for Lev.
Win.
Just the round they needed to get back in. But that one doesn't feel particularly replicable in the approach they went for. Here was the opener. Just a great slide in. And then you saw they were going for the re-clear play with that drone in hand.
And Alum's actually outside of the cove, so he has to step back in. It's just everything went right for King on that play. Where so many things could have gone wrong, he just came up heads every time.
Yeah, somehow those timings just go 100% in the favor of Lev. It's only a little bit more than that still. Furia on a half buy, but one with an operator still in hand.
Abdul in mid. With Koala jumping out of that smoke. Takes down his counterpart on the other side, and Alum's follow-through is beautiful as well. Complete domination of the mid space, even EU getting in on the action. Hunter's Fury from afar. That operator back in again. This is clinical from Furia.
There's that Furia proactivity. Such a good call in this round. Reading the mid fight, off the contact of the operator, fully committing back in with that Hunter's Fury. The set plays have looked great for this team. You can see that util combo, the stun from the Harbor, the op covering. That EU just rains hell on them from afar.
Let's go! Come on, boys! Come on!
Koala generating some heat up there on the stage. And why not after a round like that? I mean, it's just the perfect read from Fury.
That they're losing the battle of attrition right now with these mid-round re-clears. And if you look at the comp, they have a really great exec.
Well, they have a great exec for the B site. Unfortunately for them, Fury, another great read, are stacking 3 players over towards B.
They've left mid open. This is such a read from Furia.
Shock Dart Snakebite combo to start things off, and the full-on ulti just to cut these players down. Sato secures the opener though. EU playing right up on top of that box. In a nice spot, having to break everything on his own. Dodges to the other side of Pillar and is finally shut out of it. So Leviathan dominate this site. The 3 anchors mean nothing in the face of Live.
There's LEV showing us how good they can be when they're the ones taking the initiative. They're great at the team fighting, they're great at trading, but where they're gonna fall apart is when you're the ones making the play into them and punishing them early. Here they got to fight on their own terms. They did it so well towards B, despite the fact that Furia had the right site stacked, despite the fact that Furia read into the play.
Yeah, it seemed like the utility Leviathan largely ignored. Like, they got past the Snakebite and Shock Dart, and then even though they're getting hit by a Harbor ulti, they just sort of waited for that one to time out.
Why they're
fight regardless. See how many of these Leviathan players can actually escape, though. Noob has still been holding for now, but won't want to overstay his welcome with that op in hand.
2 weapons saved is all, but that is, I think, Leviathan also showing how strong the comp is here. If you look at the comparison, you only have 1 dive agent on Furia. Let's have 3. The Omen is TPing, the Neon is sliding, the Jet is dashing. It's just so overwhelming to try and hold against that kind of composition when there's 3 different people running you down concurrently.
So 4 more needed from Leviathan if we're going to go into OT. Still a lot of work left to be done. The full B hit worked, so why not maybe try something over towards the A side of the map? Well, maybe because there's going to be a pit thrown down into A main. Gotta make you a little bit more nervous, but always the answer of a drone with a Neon not far behind it. Spike up in front of the utility. But somehow Nervous found this little pocket to work inside of. Spike waiting for him on the other side. And now, quick into the site, goes Neon. No enemy duelist seen behind that wall. Furia regroup on the other side and wait to come back in.
But they still have their wall. They have util to play this retake. LEV want to get ahead of it.
Oh, just a foot spotted, instantly traded. No spike planted. Spike now stuck up on the other side of Orange. Has players on virtually every single side of him. Hunts down forward for this fight on EU and has his 3rd of the round. Spike on an absolute heater here in the 21st. And with more of his teammates falling down, it might be more reliance on him to show up when it matters most. Alum shuts him out. And now it's an even 2-on-2. Sato and Neon pushed back into the corner. Waiting now for this wall to drop. Less and less time to work with. And now Ard steps in front of the flash. Ard gets it again. He is a madman from beginning to middle to end. Artson has been the MVP of Breeze.
It's unfathomable how much work Artson has done. 24 and 12 on the IGL KO.
Ridiculous. And how many times is that?
Up until that last match here in stage 1, but now getting to see him back on that crowning role. Big implications for Leviathan. They're good at these pistols. They won the first one last map. See what they got prepped.
Looking like a brawl down mid. Furia taking their time for now.
They got a trap play here.
Yep, Paranoia ready to go from Koala. Looks like it'll be EU to activate if it's on this close corner. Taking their time. Paranoia comes in. All these players blinded up and they scatter. The stun into the corner as well. Furia are mopping the floor with Leviathan. If you thought any momentum might have been shut down in the break between Breeze and now, you would be sorely mistaken. Leviathan only have 2 stragglers alive, and that Spike is down in no man's land.
A desperate task now for the final 2 players of LEV. Neon will bait out the wall, double back towards his IGL, but
Toxins going up.
it's such a good position for Furia. You jiggle from the far angle, you have 2 different positions to swing from.
It seemed like Fury have just had some really excellent reads in their macro calling on defense. We saw it in a few rounds back on Breeze, just being in exactly the right spot at the right time. This King makes things a little bit more competitive now. Art's in out into the open, but he's just gonna mow you down. Art for 3 kills again. This guy just doesn't stop.
He's having a day, that's for certain.
Mr. 3K.
To double back to your point though, Furia, I thought the prep in map 1 was just so on point. When they were going for those mid-read fights especially, that was where they were finding so much success. And here again, they know that LEV is a team that loves to contact up, get close to you, and then pop with these Phoenix splashes. So they play this deep jiggle into the paranoia, into the stun. All of that looks so good. I've been very impressed with Furia's execution today. I think that's where they failed a little in the last series they lost.
Both these teams had a little bit shakier finish to the stage to arrive here at 3 and 2 apiece. EU secures that opening kill. And actually, there's an angle on top of that Vise wall. Peek on over that, get another. There's a Neon that slipped down into the corner, but again, it's a mess for LEV.
I do think the losses have a bit of a different feel for LEV, having lost 2 in a row.
Hold on, King is now in a 1-on-2. Getting surrounded on every front, and there you go. I think it was Sato that said it before the match started, but Alum on that Neon Judge, dominating again.
Yeah, if they can't come back here, that puts them into the lower bracket with a 3rd loss back-to-back, playing against NRG. Yeah, it's such a grim position to be in, especially for a team that is so young, that is playing this kind of first full stage with everyone at full strength, with them living up to the potential finally. See that ripped away would be a heartbreaker for them.
Yeah, and you look at LEV and you give them some benefit of the doubt. The first match they lose is to an MIBR who you know is strong, then an up-and-coming Loud that it's looking like they could do some serious damage in the postseason, but at some point, you need to get something down in the win column. See if the adjustments can be found here now that rifles are in hand for LEV. Stalled out for a moment behind utility.
They'll get the orb. They look to walk back, happy that those Vise Thorns have been baited.
Now if the rotation comes all the way back into A, that could be a problem. Alum's Judge, and I was going to say mid-2. 2 players holding for now.
Look at that, Artson was holding on to the rest of his Vice kit there, replaces it on B. So a late re-hit B would be very challenging.
Whoa!
Now it's okay.
That was just hearing the flash, I suppose. Takes a timing on the shot through the smoke. And now you're left without your dive tool in Spike's Neon.
And there's a Judge in A main. You can't walk back there. Where do you go?
That's what I'm saying. This round just comes to a screeching halt. They have to come back B, but because Nerve replaced that, or rather Artson replaced that utility, they still haven't done that, even though that was the whole plan of going B main at the start.
And look how many players will fast rotate. 2 holding up towards Heaven.
30 seconds left.
Now it is just a Sheriff for Art. But Thorns on the ground, and now King pulls some attention back into mid. Up in front of that utility is Sato, so Leviathan still find a way to work their way into the site. Alum is dancing circles around King. As with just 10 seconds on the board, Leviathan are going to get this spike down. Koala not wasting any time trying to hunt down to the planter. But it's a good hold from Sato. Stop that from having any real effect. Now Alum somehow upgraded into a rifle inside of mid. Now put some pressure down on the flank. Fighting on opposite extremities now. It's just 2 different one-on-ones. As Leviathan regroup, double back into sight. Swing around pillar together, and that's exactly the right look to shut down the duelist. EU doesn't really have much time. Not seeing any fights either. This Outlaw not going to have much of a chance, so EU will just fall back here and end up going down to the spike.
Another round that Leviathan somehow wormed their way out of. That looked so bad for them. Early in this round, after losing a player in mid, after that U2 getting reposted, it came down to 2 key fights. And that was the lurk active from King that you see here, getting that kill onto Nerve. And this from Sato. He was completely alone there. And that 1v1 really decided the outcome of the round, kept it doable for LEV.
Now I'm a little surprised to see EU surviving there with the Outlaw. That being the bonus, would have had enough for a rifle, especially considering LEV's money is not too bad. Spike would be the vulnerable player on the Neon, and see if that ends up coming into play here, as it's just another A main, or B main open rather, for Leviathan. Art held onto the wall, and I wonder if Leviathan might look to punish that. They realize it's not here. They could just start running out into the site until they start getting some level of respect.
This is such a good read from Furia. seeing that same B main default, holding the util again, and posting this Neon so aggressively on the other side. They're expecting LEV to be clumped up as 4, and they're absolutely right.
With that ping, I think King might have spotted a shoulder.
Toxins going up.
Wall up. What's the play here? He wants to get a more forward angle, and he just tears Alim's head off. Great work outside of A. And now where do Leviathan want to move from here?
2 crucial lurk kills for King in back-to-back rounds. But again, the util is back up on B. Again, Fury are playing passive in the late round. There's still a risk here.
Until Leviathan start running some fast B execs, Art is just going to be allowed to disrespect them and not throw down that wall.
Left.
So now, down to the wire, 25 seconds. Leviathan have the Phoenix ult to work with, or they can just run into the site themselves. Ignore B main in its entirety. This attack up from tower as Spike drops straight down onto Art, gives him a chance. They'll be taken down in the end. Spike should be planted. He tries to creep out, but King's got him held from above. That was a nice mid-round call to find themselves into a good situation.
Another round, though, where I think that Furia came in with the right idea, with the right read of exactly what their opponent was doing. But King shuts it down. The lurk kill in A. And then just some great individual shots as they scaled their way into the B site.
Switching it up from the previous round as well, where they re-cleared back to B main and ran the exec. This time they could work through mid.
And if I think back to Breeze and some of the success that was found there for Leviathan, it was similar rounds. I didn't feel like they were actually out-calling or massively out-maneuvering Furia. Where they found success was just when they went for big team fights together and brawled their way out of situations that looked otherwise rough. That's been the theme of these last 2 rounds that LEV have won so far.
Things tied at 2 apiece. This is the look at the lurk again out of King. That was real nice. But also you just have this pretty common mid-pathing here, sending Spike behind the Prowler on the slide.
10 seconds left.
It's made even scarier when there's a Phoenix who can just flash behind that as well.
So Furia's econ's gonna be broken. I can't remember if I've had to say that ever this entire game.
It's been rare.
Back on Breeze, it was all coming up Furia.
Same 4-1 again. Do LEV actually want to commit behind it this time? Have they figured out that this util is getting replaced?
Hard to know for certain. Arnson has revealed himself on the Sheriff, though, and that flash will slow LEV down for just a moment.
Look at his discipline. It took so much pressure for him to ever use those thorns.
And he's still got another thorn to place down, so he's always ready to drop that second line of defense, even on a eco round like this.
Lets him rotate into a position where he can more easily reinforce mid.
LEV have really liked this, looking back into mid, but it seems like every round they've built, they are trying to play off the previous round's expectation. Last round they go through mid quickly. This time they throw the utility, now come back into B main, but that's exactly where Art has his trap.
And there's players already rotating in. It's bad guns, but it could be a good hold.
Flash in, now the teleport straight on top of the thorns. Art was waiting for it. It was a Steel Garden coming down at the wire. 25 seconds, Sato needed that kill. Without that kill, switching over to the pistols. Leviathan have been slowed down, and the rotates are now coming in from Furia. Rifles back at the ready, but now there's smoke getting in his eyes. Art gets another kill, sending Sato packing. Spike eventually to be planted, but now there's a Viper's Pit in the mix as well. It's a complete chaos on the site. Sato sees it through. As it slows down for a moment, it's Leviathan with 2 kills now. They hold down the line. Spike with his shorty. Creeps ever forward. Here's the rifle dropped. Switches out of the smoke, only to meet his demise. Blows on the other side is dealt with as well. Now it's Furia back in the driver's seat. King in a 1-on-3. He's got time to his advantage. He's got his pit. Has to take his time as the spam rains down. King cannot stay alive. Furia will take this round and the lead.
That round was absolute chaos, but the theme was Furia's patience. Patience early on to not pop the thorns, to replace that utility and have it for the late round. patience in this retake, to not rush into the pit, to wait for Leviathan to make the play.
EU's worked the right-click classic into 2 Bucky kills as well.
But it's just the gun for the job. When they're that close in, they're
exactly
fighting on
what
that
you
pit.
need.
And these reads continue to be good. Have LEV figured it out now? They've seen 2 rounds now. I want to see a faster hit here on B.
But now look what Furia have. Paranoia at the ready, and Alum is going to fight behind it. Furia have all the right answers at exactly the right time, but Spike does too. It's over. And how do Leviathan move from here? Let's listen into the comms.
Tem gap esgoto, King.
Tem gap esgoto?
Tem.
Na parede.
Volta meio comigo, guys.
Pra trás.
Voltamos. A
Abre
Vice
aqui.
tava
Vou
B.
abrir, tá?
Quer dizer, tinha espinho da Vice. 1, 2. A gente quebrou o espinho da Vice.
Tá. Guy, me escuta, agora vamos pra uma split A, viado. Vamos fazer a redomina meia e vamos splitar A, tá ligado?
Tá.
Vou aqui na direita.
Tá.
Pega a mão
Deixa
aqui,
eu fazer
pega a mão
lobo,
aqui.
smoke correu, eu vou lobar primeiro.
Vamos
Pode dar
cá,
perto aqui. Calma.
Posso fazer a mão aqui?
Abre.
Quebrou, cuida. Não vi a caixa, não vi na caixa. 2 meio.
2 meio. Vou abrir pra direita, velho.
Bora,
Posso
abre.
fazer
1, 2.
Abaixo.
Leviathan taking things slow for now as they regroup into mid. And look at Furia. They've just been bundled up 3 players now, trying to find a fight somewhere, Mimi.
And they're not getting that opportunity. LEV just waiting back in mid, baiting out this utility. They really haven't tested this A site late at all. Furia think this is the round they'll double back there.
Down a player, Furia going for the gamble stacks. It's been so many B hits in a row. I think this is the right
30
read from
seconds
Furia.
There's still pressure on for Nerve alone up towards heaven. If he can get a kill as they cross, changes the calculus of this round.
The difficulty is nightfall for EU. He can make all these players coming out of heaven vulnerable. Almost catches Spike. Spike is not spotted. Arton wheels around on him and takes him out. All of a sudden, Blows stepping forward, but it's 10 seconds left. Art and EU alive on this site. They need to stay alive. They need to cut these players down. These 2 are insane. Neon has no chance left in hell. Get on out of there. Furia, do it again.
That's a straight up 4-on-5 site hold from Furia. And it's so well done. That should have been curtains when no one was looking at the Neon, but the 180 turn here from Artson brings back control. The util was there to stall. Again, the Vice started towards B, had Thorns there, but this time, holding onto the wall, he reads it's an A finish, sets the wall up A heaven, and is there to hold instead.
It's just a complete life series out from Art. 10 kills again on this Vise. Calling a great game, playing an even better one. And it would be quite the birthday present to take down Leviathan for a rematch in MIBR. Rematch of that upper final from kickoff. Waiting for Furia if they see this one through to the end.
5 players ready towards A. LEV's going fast here.
Alum's got that judge though, and Spike's got no more legs left for him. Alum still trying to hunt down these players. Every single player on your screen is flashed up, and Blows is trying to make you go with this yet. It was him in the last round too that picked off a couple players, but there just wasn't time left to work.
It's got to be King. Look at this reposition.
Yeah, Blows is drawing all the attention. Utility bombarding him on site as King has the catch. Sees 1 player cross into the site, and King is there for 2 more. Steps back to regroup with his teammate. Not again, Art. Not again, Art! Did in the last round, did it all throughout the last map. And he has been insane so far, not to happen again. Blows for 3 will take the round.
It's just the story of the 2 IGLs right now. Both King and Art at the top of the board for their teams. These veteran players who have been built up around some of the next generation of their respective regions, finding so much success. I love the way that he played that round. The wrap going back towards CT, taking the perfect timing to refight. And his teammate Blows there to back him up with a 3K of his own.
Oh, it's going to be a bloodbath in B main. Furia want back in on this fight, this time bringing more guns to support their duelist. Teleports exchange, Sun comes down and Spike gets it again. That siege was perfection as Spike heats up, takes down 2. Now just needs to deal with the birthday boy. He's out so quick. 4! Who are you, Spike? That is nuts. Out of nowhere, 4 kills for the young duelist. Working perfectly off his teammate's utility and just ending this round before it begins.
And now just the most dangerous game left to hunt. Artson saving his weapon over on A. Spike trying to make this a sure thing.
Don't know if he's going to find Art. Art has traded spawns with the young Spike.
Be taking on a world tour, but the
Let me-
impact of that round, I mean, obviously it was Spike with the 4K. It was incredible from him. But when you call out that Seize was such a difference maker. Because Fury were in the right spot. They had a good idea to go for that fight.
Yeah.
But instead of 3 players brawling together, it was just an Omen alone. While everyone else was stuck in spawn, just awaiting their fate.
He TP's in, no one can trade him. It's the worst deal in the world for Koala.
Just watch that again, though. This was a thing of beauty. There's the Seize, catches 2, the stun as well. And he's stunned for the first kill. All right, Spike.
There's that Seize from Blows, and by the way, it's also the Hunt that gets the ping. It was crazy. The Hunt got the ping while that Neon wall was just going down.
And that's a reset on the money for Furia. A huge round for LEV to win.
King had held here before, but just saw one player. This time it's 3 over an A main, and it doesn't even matter. All right, King. 3 and out, and Art somehow lines up 2 of his own over on the B side.
Weapon here.
A big miss for Leviathan, who had this round wrapped up.
3 on 2 now. The Furia players incredibly separated. You think this might have to be Artson. Just going bar for bar with Spike last round if you want to win.
Nerve is going to be a non-factor in this for Art. It is just down to him.
But King's not in the fight either. It's a second 1-on-2 for Artson to attempt.
But eventually, with 50 seconds left, King is either going to regroup or go for that late backstab through mid. There is a Vise wall over in Mail that's giving some protection to Art. That's why he's focused here on B main.
It's a tough angle to clear.
Time is limited.
30 seconds left.
Art has the Steel Garden. Thorns down, popped, and now the Steel Garden in response. Art can't abandon the site. He has to hold on, but he's been pinged up and knows there's a player up in heaven.
Last player standing.
Art's in, shut out by Neon. As King comes in as well. Nerve just with the Sheriff in tow. Is not going to do much at stopping the spike from being planted.
Yeah, it shows the respect that Artson demands there. Having to use the Fade ult just to confirm this. Nerve now. Clears towards King, but the rifle's just better in that spot, and it's back-to-back 4Ks from Leviathan.
Just masterclasses from our IGL. Somehow that round ended up being close, but King shut down A beautifully.
They just keep selling the best individualism in America's narrative. The level of talent on this team is unreal. Neon with the highest rated player of the group stage. Spike and King are hitting back-to-back 4Ks blows. I think 3Ks already in this game. Sato, normally the guy having those moments as well,
Yeah.
even if he's had a slower match here.
And then you'd think, okay, you're IGL. He's got the guy with, maybe the weaker hands. He's been around the block. No, King is just like one of the highest fragging IGLs in America's in the world, frankly, and on display here as well with 14 kills in the first 9.
It's King and friends in the sense that he's the...
Last 3 rounds this half, maybe go back to the tried and true for now.
I think there's an argument for maybe like late mid-round re-clears, somewhere like mid to flush King's lurk. I just don't want to see big early fights.
Especially because Leviathan are playing so grouped. Sato does have the ultimate ready to go, and that's going to be Neon porting in behind Alum. That shotgun trying to send him back as the rest of Leviathan have charged up into heaven. Alum now dealt with on site. Leviathan have full control over A. Look how far back Fury have been pushed. Now desperately trying to re-clear back into heaven on the timing, but you've got to worry about Neon. On the other side of Raptors, taking his moment for a quick kill and a dive away. The rest of Leviathan all swinging at exactly the right moments to pick up theirs.
And I think that might already be curtains for Fury in this round. Kill might tempt them a bit.
I think Art's already saving. He never left B.
He sticks to his site. The approach to that heaven fight was really good from Leviathan. I love the way that this team is willing to kind of sacrificially send that Phoenix run it back to use it as as a distraction for other plays. As he's packing deep and fighting all the way back into mid, his teammates have just full taken the site. And in that chaos, no one catches that Neon has teleported up rafters to have that second angle to fight from.
Art just let that Neon fully sprint past him.
It's not his problem.
He's like, I'm saving this gun no matter what. The kill doesn't mean anything. Actually just gives Spike an ultimate, so Art doesn't pick up the free kill. Instead takes his time going into the next. But really, I think for Leviathan, they have to feel great. All the early fights have been going their way when they're running these set pieces. There's something to be said about just playing off of that momentum and continuing to go for these quick looks.
Had to slow-mo it. They did show early on how good they were at holding against these hard B hits. The issue the last few rounds has been the plays towards A, but as soon as that happens, Lev want to go back to this 4-1, make another attempt at pressuring B.
Yeah, except this time they might just go straight through. They realize there's not a Vise Wall here. They know it's the weak hold for now. As they eat up the first burst of thorns, Flame Wall comes down. Evan, that smoke is a little bit delayed, but the utility really puts Artson under pressure. And now without him in the fight, the rest of Furia try to blast their way in, but Leviathan have all the crossfires held. It is another picture-perfect round, and Kings lurk through mid, just a cherry on top.
That's the first round that Leviathan have showed to themselves and to Furia that they figured out the silliness with the Vice there of holding on to the majority of the utility for late round. Contacting up, making sure there isn't a wall, and then going into it. Furia are going another timeout a round after their last one.
Back-to-back timeouts. Realizing, hey, it's just fast hits and finally punishing the lack of early Vise utility. But that's kind of what I was waiting to see so much earlier on into the half. I think around mid and B, having the hard read. Leviathan only really went full A the one time they ran that exec a couple rounds ago.
And you're going to feel better about your A retake than B.
That's for sure. This time, will the Vise Wall go down? Not quite yet. It's a pit in mid instead. It's Leviathan. 4 players now. Realize again, hey, there's not a Vise Wall, and Spike's just gonna walk into the site. Keeping it quiet behind the rest of them, but Furia with the re-clear will be traded out. Leviathan playing as a pack. Nerve sitting in front of the smoke as well. Sends Sato back, but that's just the ultimate. Phoenix back up again and ready for a fight. And on the A side of the map, King has gone for the long walk through. Furia are already down a player, and if they don't move quickly, this is going to be their demise.
I think he's faster than they could expect.
Yeah, Alum just went for the re-clear in mid, didn't find him. And now Neon's waiting on the high line. And, well, I'm not even sure King is going to matter. Blows takes him out before it does. That's Leviathan up 8-4 at the half.
Leviathan a little slow to adapt there. They found, or rather, Furia, they found great success early in that half with using just half their Sentinel utility, holding on to it for the second. But the adaptation to go into hard hit after hard hit was excellent from Leviathan. Once they upped that tempo, there was no solution from the other side. And that's despite both timeouts being dumped.
Crazy stuff. Leviathan running the playbook to absolute perfection. Now
the same thing, their own IGL, their own Sentinel flex player, the one stepping up big time in Artson.
So Furia, wow, that's instant from Alum. Just caught Neon going for the jump peek, and it's actually 2 more players from Furia in mid, pulling these duelists back for a moment. As the quick flood comes down, King alive on site. King again for 3. That is 19 kills for the leader. And Furia sent scattering. You can have answers into macro, you can have answers into any player on Leviathan, just not King. Now, if anyone was going to have that answer, it would be Art. But he's already been simmered down to 71 health. And every single line is held. Sato in a real nice spot, but not really looking for him yet. And these players are low now, but it's King for his 20th kill to take another pistol for Lev.
I just cannot believe what King is doing to them right now. Watch back this anchoring. Perfect shot onto an isolated Alum, the flash to follow up for 2. And then the cherry on top from King. That was a good-looking round for Furia. They had the opener, they cut off the rotations, but the players on site didn't actually get help through mid in time. And King just had a field day with them.
Maybe something to be said about stepping onto a higher pressure stage with so many rookies on both these rosters, and it's the vets that are consistently overperforming in these critical moments.
I think the difference you'd look at is Furia had that success early on, right? They won in kickoff. They went to Santiago. They went through the loss there to try and learn from. LEV didn't have that same experience. Their own kickoff, a much worse performance.
Early response of the snake bite in mid to shut this one down.
And now for LEV, a huge opportunity here to actually show up, actually have a chance to qualify. They're only 2 games away from making what would be the first international for the majority of the team.
Just got to beat the 2 Brazilian squads. Furia first, MIBR next if they get there. Still a lot of work left to be done in this series. Right now, Furia just taking their sweet time. We're really hoping that LEV would overplay somehow, but LEV are playing very reserved here on the buy round. Sato on the deep angle, and a preview of that mid control, that take into B tower. Will slide out from the side, but Sato has steady hands to just eviscerate Furia, keep them one out of this round completely.
Very clean anti-eco in the end for Leviathan.
Sato has been out of his chair after every single round.
He's bringing the energy for his team no matter what. That's what I'd love to see on him this year in the half season we got to watch him in 2025 as well. Just that constant presence. And his IGL right there with him.
Yeah, King's been staring down the other side of the stage as well, letting them know that he's having an absolute burner of a game.
Furia are on their own now. No more timeouts. A 6-round disadvantage. This one, the must win if they want to get a comeback going on their chosen map.
Long ways to go before any ultimates come into play. Except for Sato, he's just 2 away. And again, Furia just playing timidly, waiting for Leviathan to step forward somewhere. It's just not going to happen.
It's scary though. With a Phoenix in the comp, there's such a risk of a refight with a neon sliding, with a flash in your face.
And even in mid, just cycling first the orb, then the blaze wall out from the Phoenix to hold down the first 40 seconds of mid space. Furia have now opened up that opportunity to take towards vents.
I like that they contact behind that.
Oh, this is dangerous. Spike just steps straight into Alum, while the rest of LEV were looking for the fight back into mid. It's Alum that's been left alone inside vents. 2 kills on the shotgun, and he just holds his space for the time being.
Just blows here. Guardian in hand. Has to back into sight and make his attempt.
Sees, but that paranoia is wraps on his chance to come away with a miracle. Like this look from Furia.
Planted.
Looking back into mid as Neon collects inside vents. Still though, 45 HP, 48 HP, Leviathan. Might just want to play for some exits on the other side.
They will. Damage is certainly not insignificant here. But Fury do a great job there, I think, of giving very little away in that mid-round. They, instead of, off of that util falling, popping a ton of their utility, hard committing, and showing how heavy they are in mid, all they did was use a little bit of util, and they mostly just contact up behind it. Furia does this a lot, where they're super willing to slowly fight instead of hard committing into you. And it means that you might think it's a weaker side, and you see people dropping into vents, taking risks that you might against a lurker, but you certainly wouldn't want to do against a whole team setup there.
Well, Mimi, you said that was the must-win for Fury, and they got it, but not without a cost. Only 2 rifles carried over into this next round, so looking at their options, might be a little bit more grim. Did love to see the work from Allen, though, in vents.
Yeah, the judge is so difficult to deal with once it's posted into those close corners.
Enemy remaining.
So Fury is starting to get something going here. They'll retain the judge into this next round.
Trailing by 5 for Furia. And Leviathan have a big old stack on B. They've got a high-low, and then Sato with the chance to flash them back in for another. Quick slide from Alem, but Sato was waiting for it. Didn't even go for the flash, just had the trade ready. And that's going to be Furia now without their duelist.
And compared to Lev's comp, once Alam's dead, you have so many fewer tools to go. It's really just Koala Noob and a TP to make any attempt of an execute. And after succeeding at this first trap play, already Lev is set up for another one in mid.
Yeah, and you see as soon as you lose your duelist, Nerve activates on the flank. It's had a tough showing here on Split, but a kill on Blows would open up the A site for his team. Can't quite finish the job. Blows was taken out real low, but now Leviathan just right back in the driver's seat. Gonna have to ask a lot of Koala Noob. Getting up inside the smoke, that'll be one, but no more behind it. Leviathan just have an answer for everything Fury are throwing their way. And now just ignore EU, even trying to seize him and stop him from getting a fight as Spike just full sticks and goes for the defuse. That's Leviathan, 2 away.
Their proactivity looked so good in that round. The refight B main gets an early pick, and as soon as that Neon is dead, there's already practically no hope of a win for Furia.
30 HP on Blows. That's the difference. One more bullet out of Nerve, and that's a very winnable round.
When it comes down to those gunfights, those close margins, every Lev player is so good at coming out on top of it. The money now is awful for Furia.
I'll have to get creative. Or just ask something a little bit more. A hero rifle on EU. That Guardian in Nerve's hands. We'll see.
Judge this time in the hands of Spike.
Kinda means heaven's closed for business from Furia.
Unless you win the Judge duel.
I suppose. Tough one to slide into. Alam's just heading straight into that site. Haunt doesn't really ping anything, so no early spam kill out of Blows.
It's a full retake, but they still have heaven control. The crux of this round will be the fight in main.
Spike planted.
Fury have 2 players waiting for it out here. There is a Vise wall to be primed. Splits up left, but they just hop over it. Now Sato into the site. Full of confidence with that run it back. That'll be 1 kill for him already. That shotgun online too. And it's EU who's been stuck back in main. That main fight goes Leviathan's way.
Last player standing.
And without Art in this one from Heaven, without that late round security, there is nothing left for Fury to play with.
Fury did such a solid job of recognizing the win condition, of fighting towards main, but Lev just had them one better there. I love the way that they full sent the Neon and the run it back in, but retained the fade back not only to guard that body, but then to fight together and continue this brawl in main. Once those players are cut off, it is a really easy matter of crunching the remainder on site and getting you a round away from Pearl.
This is a shocker. Honestly, with how Fury have played back on Breeze and how good Fury have looked on this map this stage, Leviathan coming in and just shocking them like this. We're talking 10 of the last 11 rounds have gone Leviathan's way. Ridiculous.
It's been so dominant. Furia will try and just hard hit into A, but again, Lev set up for a retake.
Yeah, nobody's home. By the way, Art with the spike is the last one into the site. See the comms now from Furia.
I'm looking super for now. Orb down, guys. Orb down, orb down.
I'm
Care.
all tuned, I'm all tuned.
It's smoked in
Yo,
main
Mike,
already,
you have
guys.
to get him the smoke.
Yeah,
You
I
have to
know,
get him
I'm
the smoke.
coming.
I'm kind of off you, Tor, right now, okay?
Yeah, ready to pop your thorns.
Pop orb
I'll
when you
call
can.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pop orb when you can.
One man. He baited, he
Wait,
baited, he
wait,
baited.
yeah.
Two man,
You're ready to pop your thorns. I'm gonna call it.
Yeah. Wait,
He jumped over, he jumped over, he jumped over.
Yeah, I
Thorns.
He broke.
It's about to fade,
Heaven dink, Viper.
Wide, Dan, wide.
Mark 2.
Elbow, 104, 84 on Viper, 66 on Fade. Last 2 are lit, 88.
2v3, guys. They're going Heaven now, 2 Heaven.
Well, just 2 left alive for Fury to stay alive in this
player
map.
standing.
And now it's only 1. Alaman 1 on 3 will not do the deed. Leviathan take that map, and we're headed straight on over to Pearl.
That was a very clean game from Lev. Strong start from Furia, had some interesting ideas around their Senta util on defense, but as soon as that first timeout came in, the win, a bit of a better route forward. Pearl, a map both teams have played, a map both teams have looked solid on, and it's Furia starting out on the attack.
And Fury will have to bounce back mentally after the complete takedown that was the previous map, and it's going through Neon first, forced to teleport away. We'll just hold on to some secret control for now. Leviathan really not putting up much of a fight.
Just playing the full retake back into here, but Furia will want to keep fighting.
That fight keeps working forward, but now two duelists line these players up. Nice shot from Neon. Take down Art on the other side, but Alum still holding on to this forward spot. Frenzy is deadly at close range, but swinging into 3-4 players, that could be problems for Alum. Knows there's more and more pressure as he turns away from the flash, but blows will knock him out of it. Furia really just trying to hunt forward and find something, but it's not going to be there. Leviathan continue their domination from split.
Very well controlled round for Leviathan. They give all of the space on that A site, look instead to fight back site. And as they play that retake, they deal with the aggressive players so well. This team is at their best when they are team fighting together, when they're picking the fights. That's exactly what happened this round. Hell of a shot from Neon there to get it going. He's got some of the best aim of anyone out there when he's got a headhunter or a sheriff in his hands. That's one of the reasons why I've just loved getting to watch him play on this chamber for the maps he locks it in.
Well, this round he's just going to be working with the headhunter bullets. For the most part, goes up into the heavy armor. Furia back to some control over A main, and you're going to expect to see this a lot, I think, from both these two comps, just working up for the early Phoenix Orbs. A main probably your best spot to look for that. As again, Neon will teleport away. Alum filters into the space. There was a buy here from Furia, actually, forcing up into this round. 3 stingers, some armor, now the judge from Alum up inside this smoke, close and personal with Lev.
What a good position for him, though. If he can get one more kill with this Bucky, it makes the round so much more winnable, but Lev group together, retake through secret.
But retaking with 2 judges, 2 guardians, a little bit awkward for Lev. At these close ranges too, Furia holding the line for now. Art delivers on the first, but now Leviathan start to work their way in. It is just Nerve. Stuck back in main, that's an early pull on the Astra. How does Nerve play this one? Sato just goes for the half stick, and Sato pulls away to take Nerve down.
The Des talked about the chaos that Leviathan's double duelist comp creates, and they put it on display again here. Furia had a great crossfire. They were playing close towards CT. They had a Bucky in the right position. But look at the amount of space that's getting taken on the work back in. The Neon is sliding deep. The Phoenix Slash on the other side as well. All of these different angles that they're getting brawled from. And now the implications of that force buy means it's a rough investment for Furia, means that Leviathan primed to start another game dominantly.
Yeah, they're just sort of afforded this opportunity to keep the snowball rolling. Furia do still have something to play with here, going for that maxed out loss bonus. They can go ahead and buy up onto the shotgun. Alum, though, is not long for this world, as there's plenty of support from Leviathan. Nerve does get his own kill, though, to equalize for just a moment, but Furia still have no clear way back into this round.
So just walking B long, that's a very big pick.
Now they have that solution. Now they have that path to lay down. But still this judge, though, is that extra problem they hadn't quite dealt with. It was a 1v4 on this side of the map for King. Now it's a 2-on-2 as Leviathan close in. Look how low EU and Art are. 53 HP combined on 2 players. You can just blow them over.
They have no reason to go aggressive here. Shock darts as soon as that spike gets tapped.
Surprised to see them completely shy away from the fights as well. Just going full quiet. Waiting to see if maybe that Molly could give them some territory to plant with, but not to be had. Instantly broken. Furia going for the force up, winning this round would be an absolute miracle for them. Put them right back in the game, but that's just not going to happen. The shock dart finally rains on down for 3 on Lev.
Great work from King there. He only had a judge to work with, but gets 2 pivotal kills. Keep around that was really at risk of slipping away here. If he's dying for nothing after Sato kind of goes down early here, means that it's shotguns in a strong B post plant. Instead, he holds the line here. Means these 2 low HP players are just just a formality to deal with. Now Fury will finally have guns this round. And no shocker, it's another large brawl towards A main.
Yeah, LEV actually choosing to take a straight up bonus on round 4. Not every day you see that with such weak weaponry. Really trying to build up here, not force up too much here on light armors and whatnot.
Off of pushing back the A main presence, LEV immediately go back towards mid, reading into this reaction from Furia.
Furia have done a lot of this disrespect. Oh my word! And they're not going to get away with it. Spike just rips Koala's head off. He's going to say disrespecting utility working in front of it. That's how Alum finds himself here, but the flash catches him at the perfect timing. And now, in a bonus round 4 for Leviathan, they are up 5 players to just 3 on Furia's side.
And the map control's good too. A player walking deep through main, a chance for another one-on-one fight here.
If Blow survives, it's just over. Nerve can't let him have it. Look at the reactions out from Blows. Oh my God, man. Sato for 3. He is up out of his chair. He's bouncing around, and Leviathan are running away with it.
This team is despicable. Look at the shots they hit in this round. For starters, insane. To flick that quickly. Then this, just pure chaos off the flash for Sato to follow up into the fastest flick you could see for Blows to close. Every player on this team is just so mechanically gifted. And if they're all playing at their best, even if 3 of them are hitting towards that peak, it's tough to come up with answers.
And let's not forget, I think LEV's
to figure out that gap, figure out where you can actually find a place for your team in these mid rounds. It's made even more difficult when you've just lost to a round 4 bonus and you're on another eco.
just back down to it, their 3rd eco of the game, I suppose, if you count that round 2 force. But back to trying to control this street area. It hasn't been terribly unsuccessful for them. They've gotten into the space a lot, but it's been the fights afterwards that always go astray. This time, though, Furia hold it down. Have the numbers advantage for a moment. Look at that, King! Just snappy with it. Finding heads everywhere. Make that a 3rd for the in-game leader. He is having a day.
2 of their players whiff, and King just turns around and does it himself.
It's even better because everyone on Furia was so low HP, but King didn't take that insurance. No, he still took their heads off.
This guy is just so fast.
And there you go. Blows has given Leviathan their 5th round here. And Sato is just absolutely having the time of his life.
Yeah, you'd think he's playing in front of an arena with the amount he's hyping up.
Oh, man. Sato dies that round with a flash in hand.
Yeah, 2 players did, with just like mutil out unexpecting.
Doesn't matter, though, when King's doing that.
He's so damn good. The consistency he's had across his career as well is ridiculous. He has been this guy since 2022.
And so now if you thought you maybe came up with some solutions to problems, you've got another one, is Sato. Neon also has an operator in play. So Furia trying to work this split over into the A site. Run it back primed, Koala instantly sent packing as Neon covers his teammates back in art. Spike moves back into the corner, Leviathan in firm control here. Furia don't even want to take a fight anymore.
LEV are flowing like water this game. They've been in the right place, they have the right info again with that drone spotting too.
You want to fight it?
Now they shrink backwards, they can play behind this Astral Wall. Choose the moment to pounce on through at the same time. Spike saw the player, and Spike just takes you out of the sky. He's jump peeking with a classic there, trying to work off his C's, trying to find some kind of miracle for Fury, and that's what it's going to take to win a round like this. Maybe a miracle and then some. Koala works up into the smoke, but Spike had the exact read, and now a wall of Leviathan's own Spike slides through it to deliver a 6th round to Lev.
Look at him go.
He's cackling on stage there, Mimi, I can hear it.
No one can stop this guy. Filling the room with his energy. And another round where maybe the initial exchange is not perfect, but the reactions after were so good. Lev grouping to fight back on site, feeling their advantage and then backing up playing for that retake instead. Absolutely everything is working right now for Leviathan.
In the last 18 rounds that these two teams have played, Furia has won 1 of them.
Outlandish.
Ridiculous. And that comes off of Leviathan winning on low buys. That comes off of their individuals mowing down Furia one by one. And Furia having no solution.
So they try back towards mid again. Flows, forced to run away.
And look, Furia have gotten into the mid space, whether it's Art or Street, pretty consistently. But that hasn't meant anything deep into the round. And now if you look over at A main, well, Neon's operator, you haven't really had to deal with that yet. But something tells me this is the round you must come up with a way. No Prowlers for EU, but a couple of flashes on Koala. Flash is good, and Neon still hits the shot!
And that was the ulting alum. That's the go button to your execute gone.
Oh, just misery for Furia. Now back down to 1 duelist. Leviathan have the rotates in here as well. 3 players ready to go. As shock darts chip away at Art. That'll be a lockdown put into the center of sight. And I think Sato's trying to hunt it down. He works himself into the site. Someone's gonna have to guard that plant because Leviathan are working into the site. The lockdown's destroyed. Neon has his 3rd kill into the round, and it's only Nerve backed into the corner, and Nerve is out. This is outlandish.
I feel like I'm watching a frag movie in real time. Every round is something incredible from a Leviathan individual.
Yep, full blind.
He didn't even know he got the kill till he TP'd back. Just insanity. And then on the retake, he is so fast. And he's reading every position. Expects the swing, holding for it, and hitting every shot.
It's funny too, because I had a pretty high impression of Leviathan as a roster, as a team. I was starting to get nervous about them with their 2 losses at the end of the season.
Yeah.
I know Loud is a team that was heating up.
And he's still up there on the scoreboard, by the way.
Yeah.
4 of the best zoomers you could find. King is still hanging.
When everyone on LEV in this game is performing. No one standout. Everyone has Furia's number. But now with Furia, feeling the chance of defeat here start to rise from 7-0. Someone on Furia has to step up. I mean, we've seen the heroics from Alum back on the Harbor in map 1. We saw Art dominate back-to-back maps, but this has been a map where Furia just have not had a guy that can step up to the challenge.
Not at all. So it's incredibly slow to start. 4 players contacting A main. But this is a pretty much full retake setup on A. Instead, LEV expecting a play back towards mid. Both their duelists ready to either receive that or to fight back in and look to flank once this A hit comes.
Leviathan are just playing out of range of the Nightfall. See if they can pull that out from EU. Koala also with an ulti here, but LEV are ready now with the quick rotate from Spike to work back into this site. Catch out Fury, who have no other options, by the way. There's no lurk-headed B. No. Furia are coming into this A site in just a moment. Fast lane to guide Koala into that fight. The stun sends him backwards, and Neon nearly takes a second with it. Spike is there to cover his back as Fury try to work forward. Every single angle is held from Leviathan. You can't plant the spike, you can't do anything, as now the Hunter's Fury rains down on Furia. The spike left out in the open. No one on Furia can even plant. It's 8-0.
Christy, Neon was double opping that round. Had the Tour de Force and the op in hand. Hits another 3 shots. How do you stop this guy? He's 10-2. And I mean, it's looking like 2016 with the trick shot montage. He's quick scoping every fight.
1 enemy remaining.
This man just can't be stopped.
Well, if you're keeping the tally running, that is now 19 of the last 20 rounds that Leviathan have secured for themselves. And now it's Fury without a buy. You'd think at a certain point they could buy every round, but nope. Down onto a low one again, and they didn't even use the Nightfall in the last round. He has been sitting on this for a few now. as, hey, maybe the B site's going to be a better look. I'm not so sure.
down, B.
Fury have traded evenly so far. But Alum can't connect the shot before being taken down himself. Spike left stranded with a nice Sheriff connection from Art. He's going to be the guy to step up.
Now just don't lose the 1v2 to Neon.
Spike planted.
Has the op, has the headhunters. Neon looks and he's down. Furia have taken a thrifty round. Are on the board once more.
Finally stopping Leviathan's reign of terror. And they might have gotten a little aggressive that round, just sprinting into this flood retake, everyone taking their individual fights.
No, but let's talk about Art Sheriff shots after this, though.
Ridiculous.
That one, especially on blows up in heaven, nicely done.
If there was a man to bring him back in, it would be Art.
Yeah, I mean, I still think he's been the top performer across all 3 maps today.
Especially on Breeze, he was just so damn good there. Hasn't had a chance to show that performance here.
Still a chance to have the same half as they had on Breeze 8-4.
It's safe to say.
There's still hope. We'll see. If Fury will work back into mid, though, I have my condolences to send their way.
With this op so forward posted, it frees up both duelists from Leviathan to be very quick with their rotations.
Could just be a world where Fury will want to keep playing into these simple B hits, play the post plant out. Fast lane up already. Alum diving into the back of side, but he's dealt with. Still no Nightfall from EU, by the way. Really trying to hold on to that one as Koala plays off the flash, but he's taken down 2. King lighting up the kill feed. He is right back here for 4.
Okay, maybe go back to not giving King a chance. He had been sitting, waiting on this B site, letting his teammates hit the highlight reel. Now he's time to step up. A beautiful 4K.
Spike down.
The movement precise. The aim crisp. You just can't say anything negative about Leviathan right now.
My response to the question, who's him? It's King right there, absolutely crushing it. Now 9-1. And, well, Furious Econ got reset because they won that round, so now it's a bad bye, but maybe that's their comfort zone. We'll see. They won this thrifty on the B site before. Alum has now dealt with Sato's ulti. Art goes for a bit of a walk down in mid, trying to call his team away from this B hit because Art has so much space.
But they're rotating all the way back now. The question is anyone watching Artson?
Art heard the footsteps. And he's got the shot too. Unfortunately for him, Neon was right on the other side, so now he's going to inform his team. There's an operator on this side of the map. Quick rotates already from Spike. Fury have a 4-on-2 for a moment here. They cannot allow anyone to fall. Neon collects on the first as now the slide comes through. It's just Neon versus the world. These players exceptionally low, and he'll take 3 kills for himself before going down.
Do you expect Sato? He's so fast on this reflank.
Oh, pulling out utility, looking the wrong direction. Shato in exactly the right position.
10-1. That round looked like so much was going well. The Lurk gets a pick, even if it's traded out, there's a window to double back. But Neon still had a trademark, still was a menace backside. How long was he allowed to live? How long did he bide time for Sato's flank?
One more round for Furia in this first half, but it's going to be brutal again out of them. Only the sole rifle to their name.
Your one win was a B-slam, but guess who's here?
Neon. Yep. Even has a little extra support from King popping up and over sign for the first kill of the round. And Alum decides better of it.
That's a spam kill onto Artson.
Having the timing there of the lockdown going, then gets the spam trying to catch that player running out of the corner. So already a 5-on-3.
Insult to injury at this point. Cosmic Divide for this retake. You need something desperate for Furia. Some kill early.
Yeah, Furia have to play up in front of this wall. EU still guarding the flank because he's pushed away. It'll be that site player. Alum won't be the guy. Maybe nerve back sight, but the utility just being lobbed his way is perfection. Leviathan are playing the best map of the stage.
They ended group stage with back-to-back losses. They looked shaky. Map 1 of this series. But when it matters, the third map, 2 games away from going to London, this team has stepped up massively. Every individual online, every play working. 11-1 here on Pearl.
They are truly firing on all cylinders right now, and you can see Furia completely deflated. They're going to have one to a global, was with Osboss on the team. Winning this series would put them in a position to have to beat him to make that qualification.
And what's insane is that this is a Leviathan that is looking like they have more firepower than that team. That is not losing a single duel.
You have to put the finishing touches on this series first. It's been dominant on the last 2 maps. And whoa, nobody's looking at King. Alum taken down as this mess in mid continues. And Leviathan have found themselves on the plus side of a 4v2.
Player standing.
Gonna make that a 4v1?
Yeah.
So not sure what we're asking of Nerve in this situation.
Some would say too much.
Some would say the impossible word. Especially because King has a great timing to catch him right in the back. Nerve spotted him, but already chipped down to 40 HP. Shock Dart, just to keep him at bay as well. Yeah, it's just wraps. Neon will take him out of this one. This game is just done.
They've lost 6 rounds in the last 2 maps. That is unbelievable. You knew this team was good. You knew they had some of the best individuals.
One enemy
But I don't think anyone expected them to crumble Furia in the way they have this game.
Stark contrast to the team that topped Americas back during kickoff. Leviathan have now stepped up to the plate. Neon, by the way, sitting 17-4. King 16-3.
I'd love to see how many 3Ks Neon got. I think it had to be like 4 in the first half.
The scoreboard looks almost unbelievable until you see that the scoreline is 12-1, and then it makes so much sense. So Furia, they forced up in round 2 of this map, didn't work out. This time they absolutely have to. Alum's just hiding in backside right now. Hoping to use that Bucky at close range.
This Assault is the most wide open playoffs have ever been in Americas. And I think this game is proving it. People had high hopes for Furia. Same for LEV. But the way that this match is ending.
Okay, Koala. Maybe not over yet. Rest of Leviathan accelerate into B. It's a double hold on backside. Spike gets shut down. And now with Sato being so low, how do you get these players out of backside? It's going to have to be perfect shots from blows, but with his teammates dropping around him, I don't know if he's going to get the chance. Now it's King and 1-on-2. King does it again. You can't let him get away with it. Leviathan punch their ticket to a fight against MIBR.
There's no other way to end that match but that. A Red Bull clutch, 4K from King. This was decimation. And let's just watch it again. Straight up, 4 kills.
Oh.
Attackers win.
He's disgusting. This team is disgusting.
That's got